Well, we need to talk about Illan Meslier. Let's get into 5 things we learned from Sunderland 2, Leeds United 2. All right, guys, what's going on? My name is Ollie Ward. Welcome back to the Ollie Ward channel. Hope you've all had a fantastic Sunday and you're ready for the latest Leeds United video with myself, Ollie Ward. We're doing 5 things we've learned from Sunderland 2, Leeds United 2 on Friday night at the Stadium of Light, where that 97th minute howler cost Leeds United the 3 points. We've got 5 things we're going to kind of chat about, and then we can kind of have discussions in the comments, all that good stuff. If you guys are enjoying this sort of series that I'm kind of sporadically doing, if you want to see it week in, week out, be sure to smash 200 likes, subscribe if you're new, and get all your comments in. The first one we're going to talk about is Illan Meslier. Of course, we're talking about the debate of Illan Meslier, and obviously everyone has calmed down. I done my match reaction that came out Saturday morning, but I done it Friday night, straight after the game, where everyone was saying, drop him, get rid of him, don't care what sort of happens to him. And I was just like, I was kind of in that boat as well, because it's reactionary. It's a match reaction. Everyone, and the next day people are commenting things like, oh, you're being too hard on him and things like that. It's understandable. But when you're in the moment, you're frustrated. Similar with Junior Firpo. He stormed off the pitch. I don't think he hates Illan Meslier. He made a mistake. He's a young goalkeeper. But there is a debate there. There is a debate where I think that sort of mistake was coming, because with Illan Meslier, I haven't been his biggest fan over the last few seasons. I think there's better out there. At the end of the day, he's only 24 years old, though. But he's got tons of experience. And you can keep countering these points. People will say, but he keeps us in games. But his distribution, but his experience, but his age, and things like that. And it always counters. So I think a mistake like this could either make or break Illan Meslier. And it really needs to, because we saw last year when he had a bit of a terrible form. Sam Allardyce took it. Well, no, not sorry, last year. A couple of seasons ago, when we got relegated from the Premier League, he took him out of the team and he brought in Joe Robles, and he had to go in goal because of how bad Mellier's form was. And I don't think Mellier's been terrible. Obviously, he's kept already 5 clean sheets this season without doing too much. Similar last year, he got the Golden Glove. You could probably think a lot of that is to do with the defense. But with Meslier, it is a debate now. Do you look at Carl Darlow? Do you look at a new goalkeeper? Or is it just one mistake? Or is it starting to escalate now into what's going to be more? And I think what I've learned from this game is that I just don't know how much time you can give Meslier anymore. I don't know. I don't know if next season he is the goalkeeper for us. I don't know. I want this. This one has got to fly in the comments, because I want to know what you guys are thinking about Illan Meslier. We're going to go with number 2 here. We're going to go with Rothwell and Tanaka partnership. It looked class, because apart from the mistake from Illan Meslier, if we were 30 seconds away from 2-1 win against top of the league. We're about to go joint top at the Stadium of Light, one of the toughest, championship away grounds you can go to, with a very cool, dominant sort of classic performance that Leeds United needed. Get the 2 goals. Yes, we were a bit lucky in stages with maybe a Piroe maybe could have been offside. There maybe it was a foul in the build-up for the second goal. We rode our luck, and then the luck came back to haunt Leeds United. It doesn't just rain, it pours when it comes with luck with Leeds United. But I thought the saving grace actually in the middle of the park was Joe Rothwell and Tanaka. Obviously, they haven't played a lot of football together, but they had a good 90 minutes together. And I thought they were, when we first came into this, I thought Rothwell and Tanaka, they played too similar. But actually, I was so impressed by Joe Rothwell. I don't know about anyone else. I thought he was an absolute baller that night. I thought it was brilliant. Tanaka, again, plays at his own pace, and I absolutely love it. He's saying, I want to play at this tempo. Everyone else is going to play at this tempo. Ampadu similarly does the same sort of thing. But I was a bit worried about that Rothwell and Tanaka partnership. But if, that Sunderland game is anything to go by, I think we'll be okay until Gruev and Ampadu do return. Number 3, we're talking give Nonto freedom. I know Farke already does that, but across sort of the left mid, the right mid, the 10, you've got to give Nonto wherever he wants, because the bloke creates chances. Larger Ramazani didn't have the best game against Sunderland. Obviously, we've seen what he can do this year against Norwich, against Coventry. He's looked very, very good, but I thought Nonto was an absolute different level against Sunderland. The assist, that ball for Piroe's goal was beautiful. The link-up play with him and Firpo for Firpo's goal. He just looks like he's really taken sort of Somerville's shirt and said, I'm going to be that guy. And I think he's been brilliant. So give Gnonto what he wants. I think it'll be hard to drop Gnonto this season because his left foot's becoming deadly. His right foot's becoming deadly. It's the low center of gravity for Gnonto. And actually, he's proving why he's going to be one of, if not the best championship player this year. I think he's been terrific. And I thought, again, he was terrific against Sunderland. He was my man of the match. Number 4, I put Leeds can do both, which means basically going up there and scoring. And of course, until the last sort of minute or last seconds, we look compact. And I like that with Leeds because there were so many sort of things last year when you look at Daniel Farke's tactics and you're thinking Leeds are just trying to outscore teams. And we've, kind of been that sort of team for the last few years, even under Bielsa. But Leeds can do both. We saw it at the start of the season at the Hawthorns where it went 0-0. We saw it against Norwich in the semi-finals. We can go to places and defend. And I thought that's what we done. We got the lead yesterday. I remember we were 1-0 down. We got it back to 2-1. And it looked like we were 30 seconds away from a massive 3 points. And that's because we stayed stable. That's because Farke wasn't silly with the substitutes, because he couldn't really do anything behind Piroe to change the midfield, to change the defense. It would have been suicide, really, apart from the last sort of few minutes where he did bring on Sam Byram. I thought the Joseph Piroe one makes sense because you're not really getting any rid of sort of the flow and the momentum in the middle of the park and the defense. And I thought we looked very stable, and we look like we do look like a very good championship team, and we're definitely going to be up there. Of course we are. It's just happened to be a 97th minute mistake by Illan Meslier, and that's why you can't blame too much because that's just football, isn't it? That is just football. And number 5, we're talking about Piroe. Does he need to start ahead of Joseph? Obviously, he did against Sunderland. I believe that's his first start of the season. I could be completely wrong there. But Mateo Joseph obviously brings you a whole different striker to Piroe. He will hold up the ball better. He's a lot quicker. And actually, he looks very natural going through and when balls are played across the box and things like that. But he's only got 1 goal to his name this year. Piroe's already on 4 or 5 goals. He looks good off the bench. He scored when he started. And Piroe's one of them players that he won't be a whirlwind for 90 minutes, but he will get you a crucial goal. And how much of that do you go, he needs to start and see what happens, and then you can bring Joseph on? Or do you start Joseph and you bring a player like Piroe on? So where would you guys go? I've kind of put a question mark and leaving this to you guys. Piroe should start because he keeps scoring, or Joseph starting and you keep going for that Piroe bench? Because after Piroe scored, he didn't do much. But you're a striker. You score goals. And I'd rather my striker score goals because Joseph does a lot of doing a lot and doesn't score. I'd rather have a striker that scores and doesn't do a lot in the game. A Haaland. I'm not, I don't want to compare Haaland and Piroe because Piroe's a lot better, but we're not comparing them two. But guys, those are kind of the 5 things we've learned, or I've learned, from the Leeds United versus Sunderland game, or Sunderland versus Leeds United game. The Meslier debate, should he be dropped? Are we overreacting? Get your comments in the comments down below, obviously. The Rothwell and Tanaka partnership was brilliant. Give Gnonto the freedom. Leeds can do both. Defend and attack. Hold on to a lead, we thought. And number 5, would you start Joel Piroe, or would you keep with Joseph, or would you sort of keep, with Joel Piroe? And would you, I really don't know of them two. I think I maybe would sort of edge my bets on Joel Piroe at the moment, at this point of the season. But we'll see how it goes. Obviously, it's international break now, so it's terrible and it's boring. But I'm sure we're going to get some videos over the next week while England are playing, while all that bollocks is playing. But yeah, we do return against Sheffield United at Ellen Road on a Friday night. It is going to be a tasty one, ladies and gentlemen. But for right now, be sure to smash that like button if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheery. Oh.